Every now and then, a presence emerges online that doesn't try too hard, yet still manages to stand out. No loud introductions, no forced virality, just a steady build, a quiet confidence, and a growing audience that begins to take notice. That's the space Genesis Hernandez has carved for herself. Known on Instagram as _Jensens, she represents a new era of modeling, one where the spotlight isn't given, it's created. Her story feels like a slow burn. It begins not with fame, but with intention. A decision to show up, to share, to experiment with identity in a space where the rules are constantly changing. In the early days, her content carried that sense of exploration. Different looks, different moods, each post a small step towards something bigger, even if that something wasn't fully defined yet. And that's what makes her journey relatable. Because before the recognition, before the growing following, there's always that phase where everything is uncertain, where you're figuring things out in real time. And Genesis embraced that phase. She didn't rush the process. She let it unfold. Over time, a pattern began to form. Her posts became more than just images. They became expressions. There's a certain calm confidence in the way she presents herself, a sense that she understands her presence without needing to over-explain it. She doesn't rely on excess. Instead, she leans into simplicity, letting her natural energy carry the moment. That's where her strength lies. In a digital world where everyone is competing for attention, Genesis takes a more controlled approach. She doesn't flood her audience. She doesn't chase every passing trend. She builds slowly, intentionally, allowing her identity to develop in a way that feels authentic rather than forced. And people notice that. As her audience grows, so does her influence, but not in an overwhelming way. It's gradual, organic, the kind of growth that comes from consistency rather than hype. Each new follower represents someone who connected with her presence, her aesthetic, her energy. And that kind of connection lasts longer. One of the most interesting parts of her story is the balance she maintains. While her online presence is clear and visible, her personal life remains largely in the background. There are no widely known details about her relationships, no constant updates about her private world. And instead of creating distance, that choice creates intrigue. It gives her space. Space to grow without pressure. Space to define herself without outside noise. Space to keep control over her narrative in a world that often demands too much access. And that control is powerful. Because at its core, Genesis Hernandez's journey isn't just about modeling, it's about ownership. Ownership of her image, her pace, and her direction. She isn't waiting for validation from traditional platforms. She's building her own lane, one that reflects who she is rather than what's expected of her. As time goes on, her evolution becomes clearer. The confidence deepens. The aesthetic sharpens. The presence becomes stronger. It's not a sudden transformation. It's a gradual refinement, the result of showing up again and again, even when the progress isn't immediately visible. That's the part most people don't see. The patience, the discipline, the consistency behind every post. Genesis represents that quiet grind, the kind that doesn't demand attention, but eventually earns it. And in a world driven by instant results, that approach stands out more than ever. Looking ahead, her story is wide open. There are opportunities waiting, collaborations, brand partnerships, new creative directions that could take her beyond where she is now. But the most important thing is that she has the foundation to choose her path, rather than follow someone else's. And that changes everything. Because this isn't just about where she is today, it's about where she's going. So if you've been watching from a distance, or if you're just discovering her now, take a moment to really see the journey. Not just the images, but the growth behind them. Not just the presence, but the intention that built it. Genesis Hernandez is still on the rise, still evolving, still defining her place in a constantly shifting world. And if you want to witness that evolution as it happens, if you want to see how far consistency, confidence, and self-belief can go, then don't look away now. Stay connected, keep watching, and follow the story as it continues to unfold.